Hey guys, hope you're okay. So as I said, I was going to do a video on abandonment issues. Now, this is something that a lot of us are dealing with at the moment on this journey. And abandonment issues can cause a plethora of problems in your life because they can stop you doing many, many things, or they can stop you also opening up your heart fully. And anyone who knows what living with a half open heart or closed off heart feels like will resonate with this. And it's definitely something that I can resonate with as well, because many, many times I have worked through why I feel the way I feel, but then I've got to a certain extent, a certain part of it, and then I've gone, fuck that, I don't want to know anymore. I've done enough healing, I'm okay. Now, healing is never done. So I'm here to tell you that abandonment issues usually starts in childhood in many cases, or it can be something you experienced at a young age where you were just left. Something awful could have happened to you. You know, there could be a whole host of things, but it could be from when a parent left home, like a father left home when you were very young, for example. There's a number of things. So I don't want to go into too much detail about this, but from a personal perspective, obviously, you know, I always keep it real on my page and on my channel. And this is not a criticism of my parents because they did what they thought was the right thing at the time. However, those that know me know I had private education growing up. All my family did, all my brothers and sisters did as well. There is a huge difference between the ages of my brothers and sisters and I. So I've got twin sisters who are in their 50s. In fact, all my siblings are in their 50s, actually, thinking about it. So there's 10 years between myself and the youngest son, and then 13 years between the next brother, and then 15 between my sisters who are twins. And, you know, that in itself is quite a lot. So, you know, when I was born, they were 15, 13 and 10. So they didn't have to experience what I did because they always had each other around. So while I've never ever felt like I was really an only child, and I obviously wasn't an only child from having such a big family, there are times when I did feel very isolated and very alone, particularly as the schools I went to were boarding schools. And whilst I'm incredibly grateful for the wonderful privileged life that I have had, incredibly privileged childhood that I have had, and I've made some beautiful experiences, from the age of 8, I was in a boarding school. Now, when I look back, it probably didn't bother me that much because I just got on with it. Because like any child, you just get on with it, don't you? Whatever you're dealing with, you just get on with it. You're thrown something and you just get on with it. But looking back, I was 8 years old in a school I'd never been to, around people I've never met. And okay, I made friends very quickly because I do make friends very easily wherever I go. But the problem is, with all the shit I've been through, I've also learned to trust less and less. So my circle is very small and very tight. And as you know, up until recently, there was someone else in that extended circle who is now out of it and never will be part of it again for what they did. But, you know, that also has highlighted these wounds, because abandonment is not just highlighted when, you know, you fall out with a friend or you realise someone was trying to fuck you over, or, you know, it's not just that highlights it to you. Or when your DM decides to not reply to a message and then you're going, oh my God, they've just left me. Oh. Abandonment is, there's many times you can abandon yourself. And in truth, I realise now where I haven't been doing my work. And I can't sit here and say to you, I'm all healed, because I'm not. I'm in a union, yes. And I'm in a union because I see how much my DM has helped me in my life. And I'll always be grateful to him. He's just an incredible soul. Doesn't always believe that himself, but that's his problem, not mine. I see him for who he is. He can't always see what I see. I think he's learning, and I think he's healing too. But, you know, I also realise that he has helped me to live the life I live now, which is one of freedom in some capacity, because I'm not beholden to a manager. I don't have a 3D manager breathing down my neck going, right, why have you not hit this target? Why have you not done that? I'm beholden to me and only me. And I've realised being self-employed, truthfully, I can only ever really rely on me. So whilst I have family that help and friends that help in terms of certain aspects of my life, which I'm very grateful for, the real person I need, the real true person I need is myself. And I would say the same to any one of you. So if you have abandonment issues, don't abandon yourself by not doing the clearing. So I have to work through my abandonment issues. I don't hold resentment to my parents. Not really, because what they did was the right thing for us at the time, or so they felt. Because my dad had his own business and my mum had her own business. So they didn't have time for me, and my siblings were busy living their lives. So I'm not resentful to any of them either, because it's not their fault. I don't blame anyone in any particular order. I don't blame anybody. I just don't blame anybody. However, I acknowledge that when I look back, I was literally just left. And that is what hurts. Because yes, they were putting me in a safe place with carekeepers or caregivers or, responsible adults to look after. Like we'd have house mistresses, we'd call them, in school days. And the lady I had in one particular school was lovely. I can still remember her now. She was lovely. She was she had the driest sense of humour, but she was really, really sweet. Very strict, and, a number of things. And, I think this is probably why I acted up as well, because I'm ashamed to say it, but I got suspended from school about 4 times. Oops. Once for alcohol, 3 for smoking. Whoopsie. Although the 4th time I got suspended, I wasn't actually smoking. I was with someone who was smoking, but because we'd not long had a school visit from police on smoking, on drugs, on alcohol, on speeding, on all kinds of things. I was with someone who was actually bipolar at the time, and the headmistress at the time caught us, and she was like, right, you're being reported to the head's office, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm not smoking. Seriously. Smell my fingers. You'd know if I'd had a cigarette or not. I mean, honestly, God's honest truth, I wasn't smoking. Seriously, at that time, I wasn't smoking. I was a smoker, but I wasn't smoking on school premises at the time I was accused of it. So my dad was rather upset and threatened to sue the school, but that was another story. So yeah, I guess I rebelled a little bit because I was so hemmed in from such a young age. The other thing I want to tell you as well about abandonment is up to the age of 8. So what year would it have been? Okay, so I'm showing my age now. Well, you all know it's my birthday soon anyway. What year was it? I can't even remember. Where are we at? Okay, 1988. So 1988, I started off at this school in September in the first year at the age of 8. And I was one of the youngest in my year as well. And I've kind of forgotten what I was going to say, and it was quite poignant as well. Oh yeah, that was it. So up to the age of 8, I'd always had birthday parties. Always, every year, even including the 8th birthday, always had really big birthday parties and big celebrations. And always had loads of friends in my house. And, we were considered wealthy parents. And I suppose to the outsider looking in, I guess we were, because they were all private kids, we were all in private school. So again, it was a very privileged background, which I'm incredibly grateful for. However, these are the things that happen where you don't see that it's going to affect you in later life. So after my 8th birthday, I have not had a proper birthday party since. Now, there's a number of reasons for it. Whilst I do like celebrating my birthday, it's always in very small circles, either with family or with friends. It's never extended. I never have a big party because I guess I'm just too scared of inviting loads of people and then hardly anyone showing up. So that's also an abandonment issue as well, clearly. And because I haven't had any childhood parties since I was 8, while people would celebrate your birthday at school, it's not the same as being at home with all your school friends coming round, And although I did have school friends come and stay with me many, many times, again, it still wasn't the same, It wasn't the same. It just didn't feel the same. So as a result of that, I have chosen not to really celebrate my birthday since, and I'm 42 in a matter of days. And I won't be celebrating it much. I'm actually moving house the weekend of my birthday. I'll do things to distract myself. I'll do nice things, like I'll go for a spa day or something like that, but you'll never see me inviting people out for a party. It's just not me. But it's also because of abandonment wounds. Like, I want to be celebrated. Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to be celebrated on their birthday? But I kind of feel like my DM is very similar, because obviously we're twins. So I think he's similar with his. And although I say happy birthday on his birthday, I don't think he knows when mine is. So I never get a message from him. And I get annoyed and I think, why do you not ever message from my birthday? And then I'm like, how the fuck can he message me if he doesn't know? His higher self knows, his 3D self doesn't. And that's fair enough. And if I've told him at some point over the years, I've probably told him once or twice, and he's probably just not remembered. And I can't get upset about that. But again, it's another area where abandonment issues come into fruition. So yeah, I don't celebrate my birthday as a rule. And, you know, I do account it to childhood, although having a very privileged childhood, very, very privileged childhood. And I'm not saying I wouldn't put a child in boarding school or private school again. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is this is how it's affected me. I've just seen 11:11 in the time. This is how it's affected me. And whilst very privileged and very, you know, grateful, is also very difficult. I also suffered a lot of bullying at school too. But that's another fucking story. Because it's kind of par for the course in school, isn't it, really, bullying? So, and I had other things go on that I won't refer to, but they caused untold damage. Let's just say that. But, you know, you just have to learn that your abandonment wounds are going to be different to someone else's. And as a result, socializing is not something I'm okay with. Like with family and with friends in small groups, yes, like I'll go to a restaurant, which is I'm happy to, or, you know, I don't mind occasionally going to a bar and just having a few cocktails or whatever, but and maybe a little bit of a dance kind of thing. But gone are the days where I want to go clubbing and partying like I used to. And I did it all through my 20s and 30s. I also did entertainment, shall we say, you know, like podium dancing and things like that when I was younger as well. And, you know, it was fabulous. It's what I wanted at the time. And I suppose it was a form of distraction and escapism. But, you know, doing a healing journey, I realise where I'm abandoning myself, and that is not doing this healing work. So this is why I'm doing this video. And my shamanic healer that I'm working with, she said to me, you need to do a video on this. Put it on YouTube, put it on your Instagram, allow people to know that this is okay to talk about. Because the old me would have been ashamed of saying these things to you now. Like, I don't party anymore, I don't go out, I'm virtually a recluse because I choose not to be around 3D muggles. It's just my opinion. I don't like being around 3D muggles. Sorry. Friends who are understanding and respectful of my individual journey, I love being around you still. I haven't seen you for a while and I apologise for that, but, you know, I do still love being around you. But going to a club, fuck that shit for a game of soldiers. But the thing is, the music is different because, like, all kinds of, like, house, trance, funky house, any kind of progressive house, whatever house music it is, or trance, I am there. I will dance till the fucking cows come home. That is not an issue, but it's something I would rather have in private. So, you know, having people around my house, though, I'm very wary of too. I don't know what it is. Well, I do. It's abandonment. It's simple as that. I think it's a case of organising something and then people not showing up, and it's just feeling, oh, right, okay, I've just been cast aside. Okay, cool. So you have to learn to work with your own understanding of what abandonment means to you. And I'm working on mine. I have got some work to do. I've got some meditations to do. So I will be taking tomorrow off as I'm with family, and back to work from Monday. So if this resonates, let me know. If this is something you want help healing, let me know, because I can coach you through it, not a problem. Because I don't just channel for people. Obviously, those who work with me know very well that I will help them identify obstacles in their life and where they need to heal. That's what I'm here for as well, to identify those healing patterns with you. So yeah, let me know if it resonates. Holler at me if you'd like some assistance, and stay sassy and happy windy Saturday here in Birmingham. Lots of love.